This video is sponsored by ANTEDILUVIAN.
How would you feel if you discovered the reason you love tabletop role-playing games is less about the game and more about what your brain needs to survive? In this video, I'm going to talk about the single biggest difference between success and failure in ADHD brains, and why D&D is so well equipped to bridge that gap. But first, there's one study I'd like to focus on. It's very unscientific, has a terrible sample size, and the findings are constantly being called into question. It's me. Hi, I'm autistic. I have ADHD. I do the D&D thing. About 10 years ago, I gave up on being happy. I assumed in vague terms that I would not make it to 30. Everything people needed from me, even people I really like, just took from a resource that I didn't seem to have. I was under the impression that I wasn't suited to exist, let alone thrive, in the world around me. Even with the privilege of treatment, which cannot be overstated, at the end of the day, ADHD is still there, dictating everything. In fact, 70% of people diagnosed with ADHD will experience clinical depression at some point in their lives. I failed that saving throw pretty hard. Yet here I am, 31, married, so many cats, collaborating with people I look up to in the TTRPG industry, actually helping neurodivergent people understand their own needs in the hobby. It all feels kind of unreal. How did I get here? And not just me, how did so many of my favorite D&D YouTubers who have opened up about their ADHD end up where they are today?
You shall not pass on these cool shirts from Into the AM! When Skylar was a boy, he avoided understimulation by carrying around little trinkets. But now, the world of men has entered an age of darkness. Jobs without desk decorations. Computers that won't let you change the desktop background. How shall we ever regain our dopamine again? With style, baby! I summon the power of Into the AM! How do you feel?
This shirt reminds me of being 10 years old, basking in the midnight glow of my TV, beholden to no one. Turns my bad feelings into good feelings.
They also have shirts that conjure the complicated millennial grief or the bygone promises of space travel and the haunting yet soothing power of nature. Fly, you fools, to intotheam.com/ADHDM or use the coupon code ADHDM at checkout to get 10% off your purchase, all while supporting the channel. See you soon.
Across a ton of human behavior models, it's clear that we need security, feeling safe in places where we have to spend our time. We need autonomy, feeling allowed to express ourselves and determine our own actions. We need community, feeling connected to the people around us, and competence, feeling that we have the ability and opportunity to succeed in our environment. You find out pretty early in the ADHD character arc that having needs is a no-no. If you ask for help that doesn't make sense to the person you're asking, you're lazy. If you don't ask for help and can't figure out how to do something on your own, you're lazy. If you do figure out how to do something on your own and it's not the right way that it's supposed to be done, you're lazy. But you still need the same things as everyone else to be happy. And after a while of feeling unsafe, infantilized, isolated, and incompetent, when you finally do have the courage to ask, how does everyone normally get these things? People just tell you, oh, you just do it. The advice you get is summed up really well here, where Jacob Buds of XP to level 3 said, after being medicated, I realized how hard I was trying to comply to the many people telling me to stop being so distracted, or apply yourself, or when Ginny D was told, everyone experiences this, you're just lazy. You don't have ADHD, you just like to complain. This isn't ADHD, it's just procrastinating. And the reason everyone, even well-meaning neurotypicals, get it so wrong is because those needs are provided for them by something that we have no way of controlling. That one critical factor determines success at every level with ADHD: environment. Earlier, when I said I felt like I wasn't suited to exist, let alone thrive in the world around me, well, that feeling was 100% true. It's like being an alien in an uninhabitable atmosphere, and every authority figure in your life is like, bro, just breathe. Oh my god, you're being so dramatic. Thanks, I'm cured. It's just not possible for you to have control over where you are, how you're treated, how you are perceived, and what you are given, especially when you're a kid. So are we just screwed?
Hold out your hand, Skylar. It's quite cool.
So here you are, in a special space reserved for embodying and developing a fantasy. I can try to do anything I want. And while there are rules to determine what is possible, there is nothing restricting my actions, ideas, and beliefs. We are all working towards the same shared goal, and we protect each other. With every adventure, we grow more powerful and learn the secrets to not just surviving, but thriving in this world. Oh my god, I'm feeling, well, what is this, confident? Do people just live like this? Even more important than meeting those basic needs, tabletop role-playing gives us something that could mean the difference between a life of paralyzing self-doubt and the path to actually realizing any amount of our potential. Something that is never present at school, at work, or even at home. But if it was, it would transform those places radically. Not just for ADHD brains, but for everyone. You're allowed to fuck up. You can try things you're terrible at. There are rules and systems that help govern tasks which seem impossible in real life, like scaling a sheer cliff face or making a phone call. We have a safe place to learn how to handle our frustration. We can try out our most unhinged, divergent thinking, problem-solving ideas. We get to try collaborating with people who want the same thing as us. And all of these skills translate to the other environments in our lives. The secret sauce going on there, which we can apply anywhere and everywhere, is that if we reshape our environments, even in the smallest ways, to resemble the things that make us feel like ourselves, the hyperfixations that we can spend hours mining for dopamine, we are now carrying our own habitable atmosphere around us. And none of these suckers is any the wiser. Don't just do a workout. Do a Castlevania workout. Don't just cook a meal. Make a Zelda meal. What Jenny D does. What Jacob Buds does. What Travis Willingham does. And even what I'm doing right now on a smaller scale. By some string of miracles, there are people whose entire jobs are be excited about the things you love. You. Yes, you. Even if you don't have ADHD, don't just go to work. Blast your hyperfixation through your work. Your passion is undeniable, and I promise you, the most magnetic force of personality in existence is watching someone really enjoying what they do. Maybe you don't want to start a YouTube channel, but wherever you carry that atmosphere of your inner world, it's going to change your life. There are people who won't like it, but you have spent enough time honoring what other people tell you to want at the expense of your own body and your own needs. The world is changing. Because people support me, either with the occult gestures that summon me to their web browsers or direct support on Patreon, I get to develop and share strategies that help me make the most of this goblin-brained, escapist existence. That simply was not possible until very recently. That's not to say I'm only having good times. Even D&D is not always a great time. The ADHD doesn't go anywhere. Conflict still happens. Rejection still happens. What do you do when, for instance, a character or even the whole party beefs it? As a dungeon master, you want to keep your players happy without just retconning every bad thing that happens. That conversation deserves a video of its own, and you can watch that video right here.